This is video 2 for AP Euro. So if you look at the key concepts, the way they're organized, we're now looking at their Unit 2, basically. This is their Unit 2, still Period 1, but Unit 2 material. The overall key concepts here are religious pluralism, challenge the concept of a unified Europe, the Protestant and Catholic Reformations fundamentally changed theology, religious institutions, culture, and attitudes towards wealthy and prosperity. Religious reform both increased state control of religious institutions, provided justifications for challenging state authority. Conflicts among religious groups overlapped with political and economic competition within and among states. Everyday society and the experiences of everyday life were increasingly shaped by commercial and agricultural capitalism, notwithstanding the continued existence of medieval social and economic structures. Population shifts and growing commerce caused the expansion of cities, which often placed stresses on the traditional political and social structures. The family remained the primary social and economic institution of early modern Europe and took several forms, including the nuclear family. Popular culture, leisure activities, and rituals, reflecting the continued popularity of folk ideas, reinforced and sometimes challenged communal ties and norms. The struggle for sovereignty within and among states resulted in varying degrees of political centralization. The new concept of the sovereign state and secular systems of law played a central role in the creation of new political institutions. So the sections they have are like Luther and the Protestant Reformation, which we cover that. Protestant Reform continues, we cover that. Wars of religion, we just talked about some of that. Explain how matters of religion influenced and were influenced by political factors from 1450 to 1648. Issues of religion reform exacerbated conflicts between the monarchy and nobility, as in the French Wars of Religion. Habsburg rulers confronted an expanded Ottoman Empire while attempting to unsuccessfully restore Catholic unity across Europe. That's the 30 Years' War. I lost my place. States exploited religious conflicts to promote political and economic interests. A few states, such as France with the Edict of Nantes, made by Henry IV, allowed religious pluralism in order to maintain domestic peace. The Peace of Westphalia, 1648, which marked the effective end of the medieval idea of universal Christendom, accelerated the decline of the Roman Empire by granting princes, bishops, and other local leaders control over religion. The next sections are Catholic Reformation. Then you get into the 16th century society and politics. I'll read this. Explain how economic and intellectual developments from 1415 to 1648 affected social norms and hierarchies. Established hierarchies of class, religion, and gender continue to define social status and perceptions in rural urban settings. Rural and urban households worked as units, with men and women engaged in separate but complementary tasks. The Renaissance and Reformation raised debates about female education, women's roles in the family, church, and society. Social dislocation, coupled with shifting authority of religious institutions during the Reformation, left city governments with the task of regulating public morals. Leisure activities continue to be organized according to the religious calendar and the agricultural cycle and remain communal in nature. Local church authorities continue to enforce communal norms through rituals of public humiliation, reflecting folk ideas and social and economic upheaval. Accusations of witchcraft peaked between 1580 and 1650. All right, the art of mannerism and Baroque art. We didn't really talk about that a lot. Mannerists and Baroque artists employed distortion, drama, illustration in their work. Monarchies, city-states, and the church commissioned these works as a means of promoting their own structure, stature, and power. That's like El Greco, Artemisia Gentileschi, Gian Bernini, and Peter Paul Rubens. Then you have the causation. That's the review section, I think. So moving into Unit 3 is their absolutism and constitutionalism, which we'll talk more about that later on. I'll cover that in probably Monday. We'll just kind of stop there. We'll be short since it's Friday. But we'll try to cover all Period 2 next week and then get into Period 3. So y'all have a good weekend. See you later.